Good Monday morning, Daily Dose of Danny followers. So I have a whole bunch of stuff to get to. Plus I have an 11:30 appointment, so I gotta get ready. But let's just start ticking them off here. First of all, how excited are we about the Trump rally? That only 6,000 people showed up instead of the 80 bajillion that he was expecting. And remember I talked about it last week about how people were buying tickets and then were never planning to go and how I didn't know if it was a great idea or not. It was a fucking brilliant idea. So I love that. And I heard he was just so pissed and was screaming and throwing a big shit fit. So I guess he decided to go out there and just be a racist, smug, let my people die asshole. Oh, just like he is every day. But his one statement that's getting a lot of traction is when he said, you know, I told my people to slow down the testing because all of these cases were, you know, looking bad for his reelection. And then he said he was just joking. First of all, as I've said many times before, the guy could never tell a joke. He's just, he doesn't have the timing. He doesn't have any comic ability. He's just a fucker. And everything he says is the goddamn truth for him and his life view, his world view. Sorry, my thing's really loud. Let me turn that volume down. His worldview. So fuck you. And all those fucking people in his goddamn audience without masks on. Hope there's 6,000 new cases. I don't, but I do. A lot of marches this weekend, and like I said, the marches are going to continue. They're continuing until there's real change, and real change needs to happen, and it hasn't happened yet. A lot of things are in the works, a lot of things are being discussed. A lot of people are figuring out that they want to get on the right side of this. Minds are being changed, hearts are being opened. That's what we ask for, that's what we march for. That's what the marches are all about. So they're going to continue. I just want to talk a little bit about the NASCAR fuckers hanging the noose in Bubba Watson's garage. Racist motherfuckers. That NASCAR stands are filled with these people waving their Confederate flags, wearing their MAGA hats. They're fuckers, all of them. I hate them. And they showed up for NASCAR race, you know, 20 or 30 people because they can't fucking stay home. What is wrong with people? I get it. Sports is a big part of our lives. It's unifying. It's exciting. It's a thing you can do with family and friends. It's exhilarating, but it's not safe. And that's why there aren't any sports right now. Get that through your fucking head. I watched a little bit of the golf this weekend. Actually, I turned on to watch the news before the ESPYs, and the golf was still on. It's not like I tuned into it. But I saw that there were people there too. And they're not regular golf fans, or they are. I don't know. But like people are taking their shot, you know, they're getting ready to make their shot and people are shouting Happy Father's Day and weird shit like that. You don't do that. That's not golf etiquette. Even I know that. They're just a bunch of golf groupies. I don't know what's wrong with people. I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's a fucking pandemic. It's dangerous. Stay the fuck home, okay? Watch it on TV. As far as NASCAR goes, what the fuck do you need to be there in person for? It's 500 times around a circle. You can stay at home in between. Every 10 laps, you can do an exercise or make your dinner. You don't need to be there, especially with your racist shit. What about those freaks in Florida? I know many of us have friends and family that live in Florida. Stay the fuck home. Get off the fucking beaches. Like 4,000 cases a day. It's Surge City over there. Because people are crazy. What is wrong with people? I've heard story after story of people going places or being places where no one's wearing a mask. People are all crowded together. They're just like, fuck it. It's not over, people. It's not over. We're still in the first wave. Like somebody said, this is not a wave. This is an ongoing, ever-expanding force fucking fire. So, get your shit together. Put a mask on. Speaking of the ESPYs they were on last night, it was a virtual ESPYs. It was weird because I couldn't really tell who was winning the awards, if everyone that was nominated won because it was virtual. I wasn't sure, but they did do a little one thing that was really, well, there were tons of tearful tributes, like the tribute to Kobe by Snoop Dogg was really good. And there was a lot of speaking out. It was hosted by Megan Rapinoe and Sue Bird, who Grace was like, who's that other girl? Or I think it's Sue Bird. And she's like, how did you know that when she looked it up? Because I know sports, I know people, I know athletes, especially female athletes. Anyhow, a lot of good tributes and talks about things that need to change and equality and whether it's racial or sexual equality. And those were all really good. I found myself close to tears 3, 4, maybe 5 times. But Kevin Love got the Arthur Ashe Award. And so I've not really known a lot about Kevin Love, but I never really super liked him as a player. I don't know, I felt like he was a little kind of a baby. Maybe a poor sport. And it probably had to do with the fact that he played for the Cavs. But anyways, so apparently his entire life he suffered with like anxiety and depression, and he didn't have coping skills to deal with it. So that came out. He expressed his anxiety and depression with anger and rage. And he had like rage attacks and destroyed shit. And he got into playing basketball, and that was a place where he could go where his mind was so focused on the game of basketball and like learning the plays and that it freed him from the anxiety and depression. Like he didn't have the freakouts. He didn't have the external behavior of depression and anxiety and the rage attacks and all that. So this is how I went through life. You know, basketball was his safe space until he was playing in a game and they took a timeout, and at the timeout he started having a fucking panic attack, full-blown panic attack. Like he thought, I'm gonna die. Like his heart was beating so fast and he was sweating, he was really like losing his shit. Like this safe harbor of sports where his anxiety and depression were under control it was breached. The anxiety had creeped in, and whatever it was that tricked it, and he doesn't know what triggered it, but here he was on the sidelines and he was like, get me the fuck out of here, like I can't play anymore. And his teammates were like, what's going on? And he was just blank, like was really out. So he went in the back, and you know, he never returned to that game. And I feel like I was watching that game on TV, or maybe I was there in person. I don't remember, but I know I remember this situation. Anyways, this panic attack of his prompted him to write an op-ed about his disease, his condition, his mental health condition. And it was called something like Everyone's Going Through Something or something like that. I can't remember the title. But anyways, he was very open about his struggle with anxiety and depression. And eventually, like he said, you know, with the right combination of medications, which he didn't hit a home run the first time out with medications, you know, it took some time to get the right combo, and cognitive behavioral therapy, you know, he's in a good spot right now. So he started, it's not a foundation, it's like the Kevin Love group or something like that, where he helps and supports kids who have anxiety and depression. And there was one kid that read his op-ed and was like, oh my God, this is me. And he was like a young kid, and he plays basketball too. And, you know, he was featured in the little story. But anyways, I have a whole new appreciation for Kevin Love. I remember reading the op-ed and I thought to myself, well, that's cool that he's like being honest about it. Because as a mother to a child who suffers from crippling anxiety, you know, it's a very helpless place to be. You see them suffering, and there's nothing you can say. You can't get someone out of it when they're in it. There's nothing you can say to get them out of it. But once they work through it or get through it, then that's when you start supporting them. That's when you say, okay, we need to go and, you know, get a different medication. You're obviously not on the right medication. Like, and this was it's a lifetime, you know, with therapy and having ways to cope, and, you know, introducing meditation or exercise or whatever it is that gets you in a good spot. And my husband and I have gone through this with Grace, 19 years now. And Kevin Love, this famous, successful athlete, talking openly about it, and then other athletes came in and talked about their struggles, like DeMar DeRozan's one of them, some other ones, I can't think of them right now. The one pitcher in the MLB who has like crippling anxiety. Anyways, it's a real thing. And, everyone who follows me on Facebook and everything knows my support of the mental health community and how I think mental health care is the same as medical care and everyone should have access to it. But anyways, this was really touching and it meant a lot. And like I said, in my family, there's real suffering with this condition, and I'm empathetic to it, and I'm a safe harbor for it, for support. So that was a good one. And if you have an opportunity to read his op-ed, as a matter of fact, I'm going to post it on my Facebook page today because it's really interesting. A lot of discussion about Kaepernick now, and how, he's going to be a hero. He's going to get hero status for giving up something that he trained and loved for a cause that he believed in. And everyone knows that I've been with Cap from the get. He was my guy when he played for the Niners. And when he knelt, I fully supported that. And I boycotted the NFL for 2 seasons. And although last year my boycott kind of fell to the wayside, not in a conscious way, but it was always on at my house. Like there was no way, and we didn't live here, we lived at our other house, which was a lot smaller. There's no way really to get away from the TV when the NFL was on. So I did watch a few games. And then of course the 49ers went to the Super Bowl, and we did have a Super Bowl party. I didn't really watch the game. Super Bowl party is really about the food and the friends, but and I was there for halftime with J-Lo. But anyways, I've been with Cap. I'm always with Cap. And now that he's becoming a hero for standing up for what he believed in, or kneeling for what he believed in, I just think it's ironic. But I remind everyone that I was there from the get. My neighbors are walking. They're out getting their morning walk in. It's 9:28. They got a late start. So Bolton's book is coming out, I think, on Tuesday, in the room where it happened. And, like I said, he's not going to reveal anything that we don't already know or already suspected, but I'll probably read it just because information's power. Right now, the book I'm listening to is Blowout by Rachel Maddow, and she reads it, which I just think she's brilliant, so I'm really enjoying that. I saw on Bill Maher this weekend, he had Susan Rice on there. She is really, 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 really smart. And she's one of the hopefuls for Biden's VP, so that'll be interesting. I mean, I do like her a lot. I like Kamala Harris too, but I've been over that. So anyways, I talked on Friday about this video that my cousin sent me and how she wanted me to comment on it while I was watching it. And she emailed it to me. So I'm not exactly sure how to videocast it, but I thought what I would do is turn my phone towards my computer screen so we can watch it together. And then we'll be open for comments about this crazy woman. First of all, I'm going to tell you right now, it's called Crazy Bitch Sings. It's a Trump supporter. She's protesting wearing a face mask, but her take on it is, well, to say the least, it's weird. So I'm going to have to turn up my volume. But you guys are going to freak right the fuck out when you see this woman. Let's see if I can get it to start. So this is in Ventura County, the Board of Supervisors meeting. Okay, let's get ready. Get ready. Here we go. Oh, media cannot be played. Let's go. Let Liberty ring. Come on, you crazy nutbag. You guys are not going to believe this. Okay, this is not working. I don't know why that video cannot be played. Okay, I'll have to show it to you a different way. Let me get it set up while I talk to you. That's so weird. I wonder why it couldn't be played. It's okay. I can get it. I can still turn it towards my screen. Let me get it. It's because she sent it to me Facebook, so I can just get on my Facebook and get in Messenger and play it. Because it's crazy as fuck. I mean, crazy. Okay? Get ready. Okay, her name's Deborah Baber. She's a Trump supporter at the Ventura County Board of Supervisors. Okay?
Are you going to obey that city? And if not...
Hey, wait a second. I need to rewind it. You gotta start at the very beginning. Okay, get ready. Are you ready? Here we go.
Are you going to be wearing masks when you come in? Are you going to obey that city? And if not, then how in the world are you expecting any of us to obey anything that you say? I protest face coverings. I am a healthy American. I used to be free. I am not a terrorist. I am not Antifa. I am not a sex slave that wears masks. I am not into sadomasochism and bondage. I am not a burglar. I am not a pandering politician like we see here, and here, and here, and here. I am a proud Trump Republican, yearning to be free again. Who are you, victim or victor? If you are offended by anything I have said, by the masses of people, then I am offended by the masses of people who do not question your wholesale slaughter of our constitutional and inalienable rights. Shame on all of you. Let liberty ring. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above.
Here she fucks up the lyrics.
From the oceans to the prairies to the mountains, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Let liberty reign!
Thank you for your comments.
And it's Baber,
Thank
Deborah Baber.
Thank you very much.
You should know that.
The next item.
Okay, let's break that down. Deborah Baber. First of all, you're crazy as fuck, okay?
And finally,
Second of all, you don't know the words to God Bless America. Thirdly, what does S&M bondage have to do with wearing a mask in public? People who are in S&M and bondage, they're not in public. They wear their masks at home for their sexual pleasure. You're muddying the waters here. And as far as I'm concerned, go out in the world without a mask. I encourage you to go to a Trump rally. Get up close and personal with these people, spread your shit around, and then reap the repercussions of doing that. She's a whack job. Deborah Baber. You should know better. How could she live in California? Well, as my grandma Cara Jane used to always say, it's the land of fruits and nuts. You got them all. She's crazy. So, anyways, I gotta go. I've got stuff to do today. It's 20 minutes in. But I'm gonna post Kevin Love's thing on my Facebook page, and I'll share that video of Deborah Baber if you can stomach it. Let freedom reign, let freedom reign. You're a nut job. I am a Trump Republican. I don't even know how you say that as a woman, but whatever. People will constantly surprise you. All right, take care, everyone. It's Monday. Let's get out there. Let's have a good week. My Knowing God for Girls, I don't have time for that today. I'm sorry. I'm just in a rush. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.